Well, guys, this is where the fun begins. Happy Revenge of the 5th. Richard the Film Geek here, and I'm here to give you guys another mini rant on another big YouTuber. This time round, and especially in celebration of Star Wars Weekend 2024, it's the turn of the man, the myth, the legend himself, that is Niatus Dadby, otherwise better known to the world as Star Wars Theory, who began his YouTube career in July of 2016. Whose channel has since gained 3.28 million subscribers, as well as major influence as one of the best known YouTube channels exclusively devoted to Star Wars on the platform, alongside the likes of Star Wars Explained and Stupendous Wave, and whose content basically consists of in-depth analytical theory, lore videos, live streams, fan films. One fan film series in particular, titled Shards of the Past, which apparently takes place sometime after Revenge of the Sith, and details Darth Vader's hunting down of the remaining Jedi survivors of Order 66. Fan animations, animated fan fictions, etc. As always, I just want to briefly preface that this video is not directly intended in any way to maliciously attack, cyberbully, antagonize, and or harass the guy as he's probably going to think it is, but is rather intended as me constructively calling him out for his behaviour, and especially for how his current actions have indirectly contributed to and even further perpetuated the ever-worsening discourse within the Star Wars community, as well as the Star Wars fandom. And hey, if you still like the guy, that's perfectly cool. I can respect your opinion, but please hear me out at least. And now, with all that being said, here's what I have to say about Star Wars Theory. To say that I genuinely feel bitterly disappointed, disheartened, frustrated, and above all, betrayed by this guy's toxic and disingenuous behaviour in recent years is a massive understatement. The only perfect way for me to describe Star Wars theory is he is literally the real life embodiment of Anakin Skywalker.
What?
A man who has huge potential with his channel to do good, even better, amazing things to keep alive the possibility of a bright, optimistic future for this beloved IP from a galaxy far, far away, but has instead really let his true colours be shown for everyone to see, allowed mass online popularity and fame to go way into that pretentious bald head of his, and allowed his own negative emotions and ego to get the best of him, consume him entirely, and completely twist him into someone unrecognizable. And not even in a good way, might I add. He's become such a tragic disgrace and a giant cosmic joke to the entire Star Wars community. He's proudly sold his soul to the cretinous likes of Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, Ben Shapiro, and Anomaly Inc. as part of the fandom menace. Any personal interest I once had in his videos has gradually dwindled, declined, and gone rock bottom over time due to them being tired, pedantic, stagnant, and boring. And his exclusive love for both the original and prequel trilogies, as well as especially his fetish for George Lucas and Dave Filoni, is borderline obsessive, unhealthy, and cult-like. In other words, he is literally Rupert Pupkin, Robert De Niro's character from King of Comedy, minus the hair and the moustache.
You serious?
And another thing that's really bugging me about him is not just his false portrayal of himself as this messiah figure who's leading the fight to bring George Lucas back and save his beloved franchise from Mickey's evil clutches, while at the same time proving himself to be the absolute twonk he really is, by inciting his fans to attack, harass, and insult the likes of Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams, and Kathleen Kennedy. but also how much he deludes himself into believing that everything Star Wars related has to be served to him on a silver plate and has to be perfect, freaking perfect, when really he should be facing up to the reality that the quote perfect Star Wars product, end quote, he is looking for no longer exists. And if he really wants such a thing to make himself feel happy, he might as well do himself a favour and watch the originals and the prequels all on a continuous loop for the rest of his miserable life. Plus, more to the point, he should at least be grateful to his idol for gifting him this universe he loves ever so much in the first place, instead of behave like Syndrome from The Incredibles and further contribute to the toxicity within the fandom by lying to his audience that Disney are the ones that are killing Star Wars and not poisonous pieces of bantha poodoo like him. Star Wars Theory, if you're watching this, I badly need to know, what in the name of Jabba the Hutt are you doing, man? Seriously, what the actual hell is wrong with you? As a fellow Star Wars fan myself, I used to look up to you, or at least your channel, just as religiously as I still do the other two channels I mentioned earlier in the video. And you behaving the way you are, like the sulky, petulant teenager who couldn't go to a rock concert because you got caught taking drugs behind your parents' backs, is really how you repay me and all your other former subscribers after all this time? Even the mere fact and idea that you're still the guy with such a huge online cult following for many a future generation of Star Wars fans to look up to and be inspired by on this platform just disgusts and depresses me to no end. We all thought you were going to be the chosen one, the one who was finally going to bring peace, prosperity, civil harmony, and above all, moral balance to this fandom. But no. Instead, you let your own fear, anger, hatred, pride, selfishness, arrogance, immaturity, and stupidity cloud your judgment and warp you, literally warp you, into the very evil that's destroying this franchise. And if you really want to directly attack insult, harass, and throw your toys out of the pram on me for rightly calling you out as I am in this video, then be my guest and go ahead with being you, because I don't give two Wookiees anymore what you do. I've said what I had to say about you and what your channel stands for. You've already completely sold your reputation down the river. You've already lost every single ounce of my respect entirely. It's over, man. I'm completely done with your channel now. As far as I'm concerned, the Star Wars theory I once knew and admired for 2 years close to a decade is truly dead. Don't forget to do the following few things. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on what I had to say in this video about Star Wars theory. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as always. Click on the little bell where you can get all of the notifications and updates associated with the channel via email. And follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd if you haven't already. Do take care, everyone. And may the Force be with us all.